Hi, those of you who are curious about A Course in Miracles. I think it's time that we talked about our concept of God. So, as you know from the first few episodes, I'm just going to come from where my journey, okay? So, I was taught to believe that God actually set up a test for the first human beings, and the test was not to eat the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Okay, so we know it's symbolic. It wasn't really an apple or a pomegranate or anything else. And human beings, being curious and maybe open-minded or naive or stupid maybe, they listen to evil. They listen to the voice of evil. What was evil doing in the garden anyway? Did God create evil? Okay, so since they failed the test and they chose, one way you can look at it is knowledge of good and evil might mean judgment, Oh, they bought into the idea of judgment. That would be one of those things that ego evil might think about. Don't confuse your ego with the devil or the serpent. Although there's a lot of similarities. We all have the same program with ego. And it is be afraid, be very afraid, fight against God. Do not listen to what God has to say. Listen to what I have to say. Okay, so back to the idea of God. So God, this is supposed to be a loving God that we'll also hear about in the New Testament. Loving God, our Father, threw Adam and Eve out of the garden and put an angel with a flaming sword at the gate to keep them away. That's the story. And they were sent forth to work, suffer. Oh, great. Thanks, Dad. And then we're supposed to think, I'm sorry, I know I'm going to get in trouble with a lot of people, but this is what the Course is asking us to question. He's saying sincere Christians should really question these things. Okay, Jesus came and taught about love. He taught that God is love, and what we call the Lord's Prayer starts out with the word our. Our Father. God is our Father. Later writers, including St. Paul, came along and said we're adopted sons if we do this, if we buy into this story. And the story was invented that God, try to hold these two pictures of God, all right? There's the God who is love and is Jesus' Father and our Father. Okay, we have to say this. The Course teaches that he does not want martyrs. He wants teachers. He wants people to share the good news, okay? And he says that he did not interpret, he didn't use the perceptual filters that we would have used if we were hanging on a cross. He was using the filter of forgiveness. He even offered forgiveness to the thief, right? I'll see you in paradise today. Hey, doesn't that sound like this is not a guy who's really buying into the pain story? Okay, but this is the story that we're given, and it fits in with the old God. Fits in with the picture of God that we were given in the Old Testament. God has one son, one beloved. The rest of us are not, we don't count. He has one son, and because he needs to have the price paid for Adam and Eve's sin, like as if the human race hasn't suffered enough, he sent that which he loved the most to suffer and die. Seriously, this is the Course in Miracles tells us this is not God. This is a human projection of the idea of suffering, sin, punishment, vengeance, and we projected it onto God. God is love, nothing but love, and that is not the story that Jesus came to teach us. He came to teach us that if he could go through that situation and be loving and forgiving, you can do it too. He says, you've been reacting for years. He says, you may have been. No, you may, you may have been reacting for years as if you're being crucified. A lot of us get a big kick out of that because, yeah, in this area of my life, I think I'm being crucified. New perception, okay, new perception. This is what forgiveness is. Letting go of the ego's perception, moment by moment, incident by incident, little by little. Letting go of the ego's perception and accepting the radiance that's already in you. Okay? The ego's perception, its whole story of how scary you are, the world is, how you have to run, work, struggle. And I don't have time for God. I'm too busy. Hey, that's ego story, okay? If you want to, you can ask for the time and the energy to free your soul. And this is a 21st century way to do it. It sounds Christian. Every Christian term in it, I think, has been reinterpreted from what we were taught. This is the God of love that Jesus meant to teach us. Okay, see you soon.